Hello and welcome back to the show. So I am super excited to be joined by my guest today, Brandon Barnum. Brandon is the founder of HOA.com, and he is often referred to as the king of referrals. So I think it's going to be really relevant. We're going to be talking about here today for real estate agents who, as we all know, love their referrals. So without further ado, I want to bring Brandon on to the show. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Awesome, Kobe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm super excited to have you on, and I know we talked a little bit about who you are and you being the king of referrals, but I'd love to, before we dig into anything, get you to kind of share a little bit about your background and
Yeah.
how you became this king of referrals that you are today.
Well, the good news is it started in the real estate world, but no, my origin story is in college, I found out you don't have to be married to have a kid. And so I had a child at 22 and I had full custody at 24. At that point, I was only making $20,000 a year and I had to make a change because I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage and daycare. And so I got into the mortgage business and became a loan officer and was able to 10x my income in 18 months from 20,000 to $200,000 a year by really creating strong referral partnerships and getting other people that were serving homeowners to add me into their trusted team and help me help them help their people.
Ah, that's awesome. So you kind of found out about the referral business just by, thinking of different ways and creative ways to leverage your business, right? To different ways that you can actually find more clients. So maybe we can dig into that a little bit here. I know we're talking about referrals. So, why is it that referrals are so powerful? I know a lot of agents, they love their referrals and they have their reasons, but for the people who, may not see a lot of value in this, what would you say are the power of referrals that you know, make you be able to generate leads that are higher converting and just better quality in general?
Yeah, well, it's all trust. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? When somebody's referred to you, they're 400% more likely to hire you because 90% of humans say that they trust recommendations from people that they know. So if somebody trusts you and they're like, hey, I need a good realtor, well, I know somebody, you should call Susan or Sean. Then when they call that person, they've already pretty much decided in most cases they're going to use them because they've got a problem they're looking to solve. And when somebody recommends a solution and a professional, then 9 times out of 10, we're going to trust that person and it's going to lead to a client interaction. And, one of the other things that's really fascinating, Ivan Meisner, he's the founder of BNI. He says 98% of businesses rely on referrals, but only 3% have a system and a process for referrals. And that's what we find is most people are trying to build their business by themselves. They don't have many people that are committed to referring them and promoting them. And so, they don't have all the business that they're looking for.
Right. And that's a really good point that I think we're going to talk a little bit about here later in the show, which is building a system around how your business can generate consistent leads with and through referrals. But let's talk a little bit about, where are people getting their referrals, right? So as a real estate agent, there's so many different sources out there that you can get referrals. What would you say are some of the best sources for a real estate professional to go out there and actually start getting referrals and really just start leveraging this in their day to day immediately?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's really three primary sources of referrals. Number one, your past clients and customers, right? Those are the best referrals because people have already had an experience. They're able to share their personal testimonial with others. And when they're like, hey, Kobe helped me, he'll help you, that's a done deal. The second is your social sphere. So that's everybody that's in your phone, your email, and on your social media, and that's kind of loose ties. It's usually tough. You'll get a few referrals that way, but not nearly as many as from your past clients. Or the third category, which is other professionals and business owners that are serving homeowners every day. We teach the referral partner blueprint because what we found is that most people don't have as many referral partnerships as they'd like. But when they create that trusted team, and what we know about realtors is they give a ton of referrals out and they don't get many back. And the reason is they haven't really formalized a referral partnership with their HVAC and their mortgage lender and their insurance agent and their contractors, garage door, all the people that are in homes every day serving homeowners. When they're sitting there doing a construction project and asking the homeowner, hey, why are you redoing your countertops? And the person says, oh, we're getting ready to sell our house. It's a perfect chance for your referral partner to go, oh, great. Have you already decided on which realtor you're going to work with? And if not, they can then become that advocate and champion and get you to get into that homeowner and help them sell their home.
Right. And that's a really good point that you just brought up here, which is, real estate agents are always kind of the central node of communications for home related services, right? Where they're the ones that people go to and they have their whole list and team of vendors that they can refer people to, like an inspector, a contractor, right? HVAC vendors, like you mentioned. But you're absolutely right. There's not a lot of that being reciprocated back on the other side. So I'd love to kind of get your take here on what is it that you guys are teaching in the referral blueprint, and how can real estate agents really start building a network of people that they are already working with and they're already giving a lot of value to essentially start receiving referrals and clients back and start earning some more commissions.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is it's super simple, right? If you're giving referrals out, you've already got people that are sort of indebted to you. You just need to follow a process. So we call it the referral partner blueprint. You can go to hoa.com/blueprint and you can download it for free. We print it as a little book that literally tells you who to partner with, identifies who are all of the other professionals that are serving homeowners every day, and then what do you say to them? What's the process? And then once you meet with somebody that you want to do more business with, how do you actually cross promote and co-market each other? In the referral partner blueprint, we've identified 21 different co-marketing campaigns. Most of them are totally free. They don't cost you anything, but you've got to have a way to create an agreement with your partners as to how they're going to promote you and how you're going to promote them.
Right. And that's really important, right? It's having that agreement, right? That's what makes it a business relationship and not just, kind of one time thing and here and there giving it back and forth. So, and that's a good, that leads into another question, which is, certain people in the real estate space are able to receive referrals on commission basis, right? They're actually licensed as a real estate agent, doesn't matter what state you're in, but other vendors, right, who are not licensed, they're not able to receive a referral that way. So what is the
Right.
compensation and what is the agreement that you guys usually have, with other providers or, the people using this blueprint? What are the agreements and what did that look like and how are they being compensated? Is it just referrals back and forth or is there actual compensation involved?
Well, just like you mentioned, since real estate is a licensed industry, you do have to have a license to pay somebody for referrals. So we're not talking about that unless the person is licensed, and you may give them the opportunity. Typically, they don't even want to get paid. They want more business themselves. And the beauty is because realtors are such catalysts for referrals. They're constantly helping somebody. If you think about when somebody's buying a house or even selling a house, right? If they're selling the house, maybe they need a home inspection before they even sell so they know what's going on. If they do the home inspection, there's probably a bunch of different things that they need to tune up with the home before they put it on the market. Maybe they need new carpets, new counters, new paint, new whatever the case may be. Well, that creates a lot of opportunities for the realtor to refer others. And the issue is that happens all the time, even when somebody's moving in. When somebody buys a new house, they typically are going to change just about everything in that house the first 3 years, right? So what they do, because they've moved into a new neighborhood, maybe even a new city or state, they ask their realtor, who do you recommend for XYZ? And that gives you as an agent the opportunity to refer that business out. Now, what happens when you do? Think about all the people that you've given out referrals to in the last year. If you made a list of all those people and just approached them and said, hey, I wanted to talk about really formalizing a referral partnership so we can win more business together. Would you be open to that? They're all going to say yes because they want more business, right? And they know that realtors end up serving a lot of clients that need a lot of help with different things, But now it's about sitting down with that person and actually creating, number one, an agreement, number two, a plan for how you're going to cross promote each other. And the cross referral is easy. Hey, when I see somebody that needs your help, I'm going to refer you. But you also need to have a process for that. You need to make yourself easy to refer. So sometimes people just use a business card. Sometimes they use a brochure. Sometimes they use a referral card. We teach that you really need to make yourself easy to refer. And what we do at HOA.com was we actually help you formalize your trusted team of vendors so that you're cross promoting, cross marketing each other and constantly keeping each other top of mind with all the homeowners you serve.
Yeah, and that's really important. And I love that you said that you have to make yourself easy to refer because
Yeah.
that is, you see this in all businesses, right? Where, they might offer a great service or product, but it's hard to reach them or it's hard for people to actually, work with them. And you definitely don't want something like that to happen. So I love that you brought up that point. But I'd love to kind of get your take on the cross-marketing campaign that you mentioned
Mm.
because I think that's very important, right? Because, as we know, in real estate, the sales cycle is a lot longer than, buying like a vacuum cleaner or something like that, like a home product, right? It's a lot longer. So what do these cross-marketing campaigns look like? How are agents able to market themselves, and how are these vendors able to market their services, but also include you as the real estate agent kind of in their services as well and refer you when the time comes?
Well, there's so many different options, but let's just talk about a couple that work really well. Number one, the top realtors are typically farming different communities, different neighborhoods, right? Where they're retargeting, remarketing those neighborhoods over and over again. At HOA.com, we're creating community pages for every neighborhood in America, whether it's an HOA or not. And then what we do is we recommend that you do community events. Now, we've got all kinds of different blueprints for people, whether you're doing an ice cream social or an Easter egg hunt or, these types of events. What we find is that like for our members, they're a part of HOA.com, so they actually approach the HOAs themselves, and that HOA board will typically approve them holding the event in the community. And often they'll even promote them, and sometimes they'll even pay for them. Sometimes they have a community budget where they will fund those events so it doesn't cost you anything. But now, when you think about it, it shouldn't just be a realtor doing this event. Like we just did one here near my house in Phoenix, where I live, and we had an insurance agent, a realtor, a solar company. There was a cleaning company that was there. So we bring together all of the different professionals. Again, think of your trusted team. And now, how can you work together to co-market, cross-refer? Community impact events are great. The other thing that we do at HOA.com to help you automate that co-marketing is we have something called a home safe report. It's kind of like HomeBot for realtors that know HomeBot. It's basically an automated valuation email that goes out from you to your homeowners every single month, right? The difference is with HomeBot, it's only coming from you or the mortgage lender. That's all they support, right? With us, what we do is your home safe report features your trusted team. So if you've got your favorite painter, your plumber, your HVAC company, when you upload your client database and send out the home safe report, you're promoting your referral partners to your database. Now that's cool. But what's really cool is getting your partners to promote you to their database. And that's the key. That's what's totally different is we're really revolutionizing the referral partnership process and getting other people to promote you to the clients they serve.
Wow, that's really powerful. So just to be clear, right? So this home safe report, so you as a real estate agent can send that out to your quote unquote marketing list. But
Absolutely.
also if you are in a referral partnership, let's just say like a plumber, right? And maybe they have their list of hundreds or thousands of people, but you don't necessarily have access to that list before. If you guys had a relationship through, what you guys are teaching, then basically that home safe report will be sent out through the plumber to their list, but the agent will
Correct.
also be featured on that. Am I correct on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you can go to HOA.com at the top of the page. You'll see a search bar. You can put in your address and actually run your own home safe report so you can see what it looks like. And what you're going to find is there's a lot of information about your home, right? All the details about your taxes, the history of the sale, who's owned the property before, all that info. But then it's also got your trusted team. So the professionals that are approved, and you're absolutely right. When you've got your trusted team of professionals, when we send that home safe report, each report gets customized based on the sender's trusted team.
Got it. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. And right, if you're a real estate agent, right, in one of these areas, that it really is leveraging the power of cross promotion, right? We understand that, kind of in marketing, people want to get on other people's email lists and stuff like that. This is a way of doing that in your community as a real estate agent. So that's really powerful. So I do want to touch on a little bit. You mentioned, working with HOA. Obviously, you're the owner of HOA.com. So, what should a real estate agent's kind of relationship be with their HOAs, and especially in the farming communities that they are really looking to target buyers and sellers? And what should that relationship be? Should they take, a really active role with their HOA? Should they be more kind of just involved, but not too active? What would you suggest, kind of in that realm?
We see different agents playing the game differently, right? We have some that actually want to be on the board because they want to help drive and help the community really shape the future of what it looks like. But you don't need to spend that much time and energy on it. We think the community impact events are the way to go because it gives you a way to interact and get face to face with the homeowners in that community. And it's all about consistency. The key to farming and what we teach is hyper local social farming. And when you do that with your trusted team, so you're not just by yourself as a lone ranger or a lone wolf, but you've got all of those other companies that have big databases and sometimes big dollars and budgets to be able to promote. Well, you throw a community impact event and maybe have a bounce house there for the kids. We do kids games and all kinds of things. We've had, barbecues and cookouts that people do. And it's just a great way to get face to face with the homeowners. Doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of time. The best agents do this anyway, but that's one of the best ways to get the eyes and the ear of the HOA itself. But it's really not about the homeowner association as much as the homeowners in that association, right? Now, if you approach the HOA and let them know that you're doing something to impact the community, that's when they'll start promoting you. And that, when you've got their endorsement, that helps your credibility and trust.
Right. So it's very important just to kind of be out there, right? And that's what you're saying, is to be in front of the homeowners, be involved with their community events, host these events, and especially now with your referral network, you're able to feature like you said, you're able to leverage your marketing dollars, but you're also able to feature more services kind of involved around your circle as well. So it's not only helping you get more business, but it's helping you improve your services as well, because you're able to offer more people and more services through your referral network. But I think that's really important. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's about being famous in those neighborhoods, right? Somebody's going to own the mind share. And years ago, there was a research study that was done. I think it was Tom Ferry that might have done this. And they went to a neighborhood and they did a survey and they asked all the homeowners who their top trusted realtor was. And they got all these different names, and there was really nobody that kind of stood out, right? Then what they did is they did an 8-week postcard campaign. They made up a fictitious realtor, didn't even exist, but they sent a postcard campaign from this realtor to all those homeowners every week for 8 weeks. At the end of the 8 weeks, they did a survey again and they asked the same question of who's your top trusted realtor. And that agent that wasn't even real became the number one top trusted agent in that community simply because they retargeted, they stayed consistent and kept their message in front of the market. And so that's the key, is that consistency. And when you've got consistency and community, what we're doing is we're really bringing unity to the community. We believe that people want to connect again. They want to feel connected. People are more connected than ever on social media, but they feel more disconnected than ever. So if you can bring people together, help them get to know their neighbors and help their kids, that's when you win the heart. So when you win the heart, that's when you win the mind.
Right, absolutely. That's a very powerful example that you gave just right now, with the fictitious realtor, right? And that just
Yeah.
shows you how powerful it is to stay consistent and also stay, top of mind within your community that you're trying to farm in as well. So that just goes to show, right? Real estate agents out there, with all of these different lead generation strategies that are being kind of promoted and being more popular these days through online methods, and really being in real estate, you're more in a community and, neighborhood, local business, right? Where you are serving the people around you, you are serving the community around you, and you need to find ways, whether if it's digital or in person, to stay top of mind and stay, within proximity of the communities that you're serving.
It's huge. Kobe, let's talk about this. One of the things I think most realtors, and I know you have a lot of real estate investors that are part of your program as well. And one of the biggest misses that I see is they don't partner with property managers, right? There's two types of property management companies. There's those that focus on the investors, the SFRs, the single family residences, and then there's the associations or community managers, right? Both are great targets, but for different reasons. So if you're focusing your real estate business on getting in front of investors, then a property manager is a great person to partner with. Now they see you as the realtor as a source of new business for them, right? Because you've got investors that need property management. If you don't offer those services in-house, then you need to have a property management company that you can recommend. Now, when we talk about the association managers, I was just talking to one the other day. She runs 30 different communities and they've got about 9,000 homeowners that they serve through those 30 different HOAs, right? So that one person that runs that property management company has influence over 9,000 homeowners. Now, if you become the realtor of choice for that property management company and you're part of their trusted team, now look at all of the opportunity that you have. So I think property managers are a great resource for people that they don't really think of very often. And when you approach them and say, "Hey, look, I'm here to connect your community and really make a difference for the homeowners you serve," you'll get their attention and get their interest.
Oh, absolutely. And then, you brought up another really, really good point, which is the community managers, right? Because,
Right.
and this is something I recently found out, not like recently, like today, but like recently in the past couple of months, which is, HOAs are managed by private companies. A lot of them are, and like you mentioned, these are community managers, and a lot of them manage different and multiple HOAs across, a certain city or a certain, certain zip codes. So is that also part of kind of what you guys are doing in your program, as well as helping agents connect with HOA managers and helping them kind of put together a cross referral program, or helping them become part of their, like you said, trusted team? And what does that kind of look like? Does it look pretty much the same as the other referral partners as well, or does that look a little bit
Yeah.
different? Because with HOA managers, I know the services they're offering is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's very similar. What people don't realize is there's 375,000 HOAs in the US, and it's 53% of all homeowners in America that live in an HOA. And to your point, 65% of those HOAs are managed by a community association property management company, right? So you've got these companies that have this massive influence over homeowners, and yet people aren't really thinking about it. So what we do is help the realtors identify the property management companies they want to partner with. They can add them to their trusted team just like anybody else, and then they become that top trusted agent for those communities. The thing is, referral partnerships take time. This is the marathon, not the sprint. Okay. But you're in the business of building relationships and, quite frankly, farming communities. Like that's got to be part of your, it doesn't have to be. You can build your business other ways, but that's just time tested, proven it works again and again. I used to live in Beaverton, Oregon, and where I lived was this place, this area of town called Murray Hill. And in Murray Hill was about 10 different communities that made up this area of Beaverton. And we had this one realtor named Brian Belair's. I can't forget his name because when you drove in any of these 10 communities, two out of every three for sale signs were these purple for sale sign that said Brian Boers on them. We used to call him the mayor of Murray Hill. And that guy won so many listings because he farmed those areas over and over and over again. He did community garage sales, right, in the summertime, and he did all these different impact events. He sent flyers to every neighborhood or every neighbor in the neighborhood with his new listings. And you felt like an idiot when you were going to sell your house if you didn't at least talk to him. Because again, two out of every three for sale signs were Brian Boers. And that's where you want to be. You want to be famous in those communities and have two out of every three for sale signs with your name on it.
Oh, absolutely. And that actually brings up a good question. It might be a it's not a trick question, but it might be a question kind of out of left field. But
Okay.
you see these agents, right, who are, the mayors of their communities they're farming in. But we also know that in real estate, there's all new agents coming in every year, agents moving to, moving areas, maybe their spouse or whatever got relocated and they also went to a new market. So if you're a new real estate agent who just got licensed, or if you're an agent who, you might have real estate experience, but you're in a new market because of relocation, and then you already have somebody who is kind of in that role, who is like a Brian Belair in Oregon, right, where they're kind of have this ownership over their farm area. How do you compete with that? Are you able to do so with this referral program? Do you have to take a different approach? What do you teach people who are kind of in that position where maybe they're a little bit newer and they want to kind of take over a neighborhood, or they want to build a business for themselves, but they're already somebody kind of in that position, that already exists?
Well, first of all, I'd say start in your own backyard, right? What a lot of people don't think about doing is farming the community that they live in. And it's the easiest community ever to farm is the one that you live in, right? You might have 100, 200, 300 neighbors. Do they know you're a realtor? Do they know you're the realtor that lives in their neighborhood and knows their neighborhood better than anybody else? Like if you're not farming your own neighborhood, you're missing out. Okay, so number one, when we talk about start local, start in your own backyard. Go do a community impact event, approach your HOA board, talk about the difference that you want to make in your own community. Again, we're talking about creating unity through community. And what better place to start than in your own backyard? Now, what I wouldn't recommend is that you go approach, if there's an agent that already is deeply entrenched in a community, like they're marketing it and farming it on a regular basis, that may not be the best spot for you. Look for communities that you have past clients in. Like that's a really great way. Either you have a listing or you just sold a house in that community. Think about sending out a postcard to every single neighbor in that neighborhood. Maybe you're doing an open house on a Saturday or a Sunday. Well, before your open house starts, why don't you take an hour or two and door knock? Now, I know this isn't popular. A lot of people don't want to actually do that hard work, but the key to having more deals is to have more conversations, right? And so the more conversations that you can have, the better. That's why the community impact events work so well, because you're face to face with homeowners. And usually the challenge that I hear from realtors that don't have enough business is they're not having enough conversations with homeowners.
Right. Absolutely. They're not having conversations, right? It's really hard to it's really hard to get a client if you're not talking to anybody,
That's right.
right? Especially in real estate. So you mentioned being face to face with homeowners and face to face with leads and prospects, potential clients. So I know one of the things, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, which is, these new strategies popping up, especially recently. Digital marketing, social media has been pretty huge. YouTube video marketing has been really popular for agents. How can a real estate agent be able to leverage these marketing strategies and potentially reach more people in a shorter period of time, but also continue to have that high touch with their community and also be present in their events? Do you guys teach that, or how would you suggest kind of combining these two strategies so that way agents can do more, but also do it in a way where people feel connected to them?
Well, yeah, the beauty of social media is you can get your message to the market, but also people can get to know you, then they like you and trust you. So, what we've been talking about, let's take these two different strategies of community impact events and referral partnerships and take those to the new level and now talk about how do we leverage those on social media. Well, if you're doing an impact event, the reason I love events so much and they're so successful is that you've got this opportunity to do a campaign before, during, and after, right? Before the event, you want to let everybody know. We just did an event here in Power Ranch. It was a master plan community, 15,000 people. Well, the professionals that are part of our network that were doing that event used that opportunity before the event to go on social media and share, hey, everybody, they went on the the Facebook group page for the community and invited everybody out to the community impact event. Hey, there's going to be free ice cream, free hot dogs, bounce house for the kids, and games. And we're going to even award a travel voucher for a free hotel stay, right? So it gave them an event that they were able to talk about before. During the event, they went live on social. Hey, this is what we do. We love this community. We care about it. We're part of it. And so this is part of our give back. After the event, they were able to share their videos, their photos, stories about who they had met. So that's community impact events and how you can use social media for that. Now, when we talk about your referral partners, why not set up a time to kind of do what we're doing right now? You can either just go live on social media. If you've got one of your vendors that is out at one of your listings or a home that you're going to be selling, say, and maybe you're meeting them because they're doing a repair, you might want to just ask them, hey, can we go live for 2 minutes? I really just want to promote you to our clients and customers. And then, of course, you're going to tag them on the back end so that you're actually going to get visible in their community. And that's the key, is really leveraging the communities of others so that you're working together. And my mentor taught me 1 + 1 = 11. So when we work together and we leverage each other and we build our businesses together, everybody wins more business.
Absolutely. I love that. Being able to leverage both your referral partners and events in order to, you know, create more content, right? And I love that you mentioned hosting community impact events that are able to allow you to create events before or create content before the event, use the event as, a way to actually go live and promote what you guys are doing. And then also afterwards, right? There's so much content you can have pictures, videos, stories, right, from the actual event that you're hosting to use that and actually, maybe promote the next event that you're hosting, right? So it's actually really, it's an anchor for you to promote and create more content as a real estate professional. So, and speaking of the community impact events, what would you say is a good frequency for real estate agents to have these? Is it every, once a month, once a quarter? What would you say is a good frequency for agents and maybe like what the range is that you've seen from, the people that you worked with?
Yeah, we see once a month and once a quarter. I recommend quarterly because I think it's easier to do it that often. It doesn't require that heavy of a lift. And let's say you've got three major communities that you're working. If you do them each once a quarter, that's once a month for you as the agent, right? And you can bring in your referral partners. Usually you can get the title company, they'll come out and sponsor and be a part of it and bring some food or whatever the case may be. Usually, your vendors will come and they can have their pop up display banners out there with their brochures. That's the way we recommend you do it. And when you do it together as a team, now everybody is sharing the responsibility. It's not a heavy lift on the agent because everybody is participating. And what we do at HOA.com, we give you a checklist and a blueprint. So you don't have to figure it out. You just follow the recipe to create that sweet success.
Awesome. And you brought up a good point there, which is, if you're farming multiple communities, right? It's if you do one once a quarter in each one of them, that's multiple, right? That's multiple a quarter. So you got to keep that in mind as an agent too, with all of your showings and all of your listing appointments and everything else you're doing, right? Making sure that you're doing this in a way where it's sustainable for you and your schedule as well. So I think we'll just wrap up on this. And I know you talked a lot about, getting referrals and, what you guys are doing at HOA.com. But I'm just super curious because you are the CEO of HOA.com. That could not have been an easy domain to get. I'm sure it wasn't, or maybe it was because you got it early. But what was the idea behind that? Has it always been this idea of helping professionals, real estate professionals specifically, to get referrals, or why? What was the thought behind HOA.com, and how did that come about?
A great question, Kobe. Actually, it was absolutely to get realtors more referrals. That's how we started. We actually started this company as the homeowneralliance.com. That was our original domain. And we started off with an IDX website here in Phoenix. We had a real estate brokerage, but we were just referring the business out to other realtors who would work with the buyers and sellers that we would attract and get to opt in. And then we would refer it out and earn a referral fee. That was our model. And it took us about 9 months to realize that we weren't controlling the realtor's activity. And so even though we would like give them this amazing client that had searched for 75 different homes and we had all the stats about the types of properties they were interested in, the realtors weren't following up and following through and closing at a high enough rate. So we pivoted and shifted on connecting homeowners to professionals they can trust and basically expanding it just from realtors to the entire ecosystem. Now, my last platform was called Refer.com. We built that up to 5 million members, including 250,000 realtors. So we know this space pretty well, but we wanted to really help realtors and other pros do more business together and really help their local communities. And one day we were in a meeting with my partners, and I just realized, I said, thehomeowneralliance.com, that domain is too long to fit on the side of the bus. So I said, if we could have any domain in the world, what would it be? Home Owner Alliance, HOA. So I went and looked at HOA.com. I reached out to the owner. It took about 6 weeks and made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And here we are.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you guys were able to get HOA.com. And like I said, it couldn't have been easy to get that domain, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people looking after looking for something like that. But Brandon, I want to thank you for being here today. You shared a ton of value with us. And for those who are watching this or listening to this that want to learn more about HOA.com, that want to learn more about what you guys are doing and start getting some referrals in their business, right, from their vendors that they trust and start hosting these community impact events. What are some of the best ways to reach out to you? Is it just going to your website, or do you have
Yeah.
social media accounts that you're pretty active on? What are some of the best ways for people to follow you?
If you want to check me out, you can go to brandonbarnum.com. You'll see links to all the stuff that I'm involved in. There's a referral score quiz. You should also look at the Know Your Bank Code. A bank code is a personality system that's been proven to help you increase listing conversions by an average of 123% by customizing your conversations and your presentations based on the personality of the person that you're talking to. So you can go to brandonbarnum.com and you can check that out. And for realtors at HOA.com, HOA.com is a referral network. That's how it's structured. Okay. So normally it's $357 a year to be on our network, to have a profile, build your trusted team, send out the home safe reports, $357 a year. That even includes your first community that you license, where you are the exclusive realtor and it locks out every other realtor from being able to farm that community. We're doing a special offer right now. If you go to HOA.com/realtors, then it's only $97 a year. But that's the only place you'll find it. You'll see it said there's a promo code that'll automatically be added in the shopping cart that says Realtor Reward. And if you go to HOA.com/realtors, then you can sign up for just $97 a year.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Guys, make sure to check that out. Go to HOA.com/realtors. And if you guys want to be a part of this program, it is a huge discount from an already very reasonable price to be part of a huge referral network like this, and also getting to learn the process of building out your own referral network and generating more clients and more leads as well. So make sure to check that out. And I'll leave the links to that down below in the show notes and description as well. But other than that, Brandon, thank you again for being on the show. Before we let you go here, is there any last pieces of advice, any last tips you want to leave with us?
The biggest thing is write down your goals, get crystal clear on what you want to accomplish, And that's when things get real, right? When you've got a written goal, things materialize and manifest. So it can't just be in your mind. You got to put it on paper, get specific about what you want to accomplish this week, this month, this quarter, this year, and you'll be amazed that things happen. So, Kobe, thank you so much for having me. I hope this is super helpful for everybody listening.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next show. Take care.